won the Nobel Prize for, Gulag Archipelago. And he met repeatedly with Putin. Now, I don't know if Putin's double-crossing all that, but if you look at Russian radio and TV, it's New World Order, there's cancer in the vaccines, global government, they want to kill us, have children, don't abort your children. I mean, Russia knows what's going on. And just the fact that that's caught on in Russia, the New World Order could start a nuclear war with them. You understand that? They want to take their gas pipelines. They want to take their oil fields. They want to take their only port to get stuff out to Europe, and they're doing it right now. You are seeing what Napoleon and what Hitler did. And by the way, you notice Obama knows he won't get in any trouble. The globalists know. He's about to sign an executive order. That's in the Associated Press to legalize the illegals and to stop deportations completely. He is about to sign us onto the UN and put carbon taxes on basically everything we do outside of law. And Rand Paul said, the senator said, you are not a king. Well, if he doesn't go to jail, he is a king. And now the establishment sets the precedent to whoever they put in as their puppet dictator will be a dictator in fact. An elected dictator. Because it won't matter. Once you elect them, they act dictatorially. So you can see it on every front. The globalists are taking down Africa. They're taking down Europe. They're taking down Latin America. They're taking down Asia. They are taking everything down. I'm skipping this network break. It's too important. That means our dear station shouldn't be covering this up because it's a network break. This costs us $3,000, $4,000 every time we skip it. But it's that important, I'm skipping it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you realize the magnitude of what we're facing? Stuff is so hardcore that it's disrespectful. You know, they'll have some O.J. Simpson verdict or they'll have some hyped up Miley Cyrus thing, and talk radio will suspend commercials for a whole day sometimes. I feel like I ought to suspend them, period. We ought to be on our knees. Everybody should be at church right now praying to God that this Cuban Missile Crisis Part 2 comes to an end. But this time it's not the evil communist Russians trying to put missiles in Cuba. It is the West moving missiles to shoot down their missiles so there can be a first strike on Russia. And Russia sees the missile cruisers coming in. They see the systems to shoot down their response strike. They see the mercenaries, Al-Qaeda being turned loose all over their borders. From Chechnya, you know, right through to Russia proper, blowing stuff up. And it's Western-backed. They don't even hide the fact that the CIA is arming Al-Qaeda groups to attack Russia. So you can see the massive double cross. And again, they're shutting off our power. They're shutting off our jobs. They're shutting down our coal power plants. They're passing more taxes here to shut us down. Just those are sanctions. Obamacare is a sanction on our medical care system, on the average person, and 7 taxes on blue-collar workers and poor people, and a total of 20-plus taxes. On record. You're now feeling it. You're now seeing it. Same thing with Russia. So we have a lot of solidarity with the Russian people and the people of the EU who are being hurt by these sanctions. It's hurting our markets, but the globalists don't care because they're going to be the last men standing when they've consolidated the global economy. And Putin has gone, call Ray McGovern, see if we can get him on. I want to get an analyst on about this right now. Because if they see a missile fired into their territory, Russia will launch on warning is the default, and it will be the end of the world as we know it. Or a large portion of the earth will die, like out of Revelations or something. You don't hear a lot about America in Revelations, do you? It's like we're going to be blown away. Why are all the elite leaving the country? I'm not saying this is going to happen, but let me tell you, it is in the cards. It's like Russian roulette, ladies and gentlemen, pun intended, with 6 bullets in the chamber, and the globalists are so arrogant and so full of bravado and chutzpah that they are rolling that cylinder and then putting it to their head and pulling the trigger, and our head as well. And I am sick of it. I am sick of them rolling that cylinder, putting 1 bullet in, shutting it down, playing Russian roulette with our lives. And let me tell you, I've studied the psychology of the Russians. I know the CIA has, the anthropologists have, the sociologists, the rest of them. You had one of the former deputy heads of the CIA come out yesterday. Kit Daniels wrote about it at Infowars.com and say it's time for us to kill Putin, or it's time for the KGB elite, the FSB, to kill him. or we are going to come after you. And they're taking all those rich KGB guys' bank accounts. They're messing with them. They're doing dirty tricks. They've got black ops in Russia messing with their families, trying to get the Russians to start a war. And it is because the New World Order has advanced weapons and things. It won't matter. Let's say they shoot down 98% of the nuclear missiles. Russia's got 10,000 Topol M's, railway-fired, medium, long-range, submarine launch, cruise missiles, way more than 10,000. What is 1% of 10,000? 100. 100 missiles make it in. The average missile, let's say, has 10 devices in it, 10 MIRVs. 5 of them are decoys. So what's 5? 5 of them are decoys, 5 are warheads. That's a low number. Some might have 20 packages, 10 are warheads. Or sometimes an entire package will be warheads. You got cruise missiles that come in and fire other cruise missiles off of them to basically get the targeting systems off so that the dummy cruise missiles with bigger signatures get shot down. I mean, is this really what we want? Probably. Because subconsciously, we want to join the 54 million aborted babies, don't we? Subconsciously, we know we're a wicked nation. Subconsciously, we know we're bad. Subconsciously. And so we're kind of rooting for nuclear war and the end of civilization. See, we have ancestral memories of struggle and of things being almost unsurvivable. And in that, we find our greatest moments. But see, humans have a will to go into crisis. It's almost an ancient form of entertainment to have war or crisis. It's a bunch of drama. But you can't do that with airborne Ebola. You can't do that with airborne mousepox. You can't do that with hydrogen bombs and X-ray lasers and super neutron-based antimatter reactions. Oh, that's a highly classified weapons program you just heard about right there. Air Force slipped up and gave a briefing on it. San Francisco Chronicle 10 years ago, look it up. And I brought that up to nuclear engineers I know worked in the Pentagon. They would turn white when I would bring up the antimatter bombs. They've got weapons that will destroy the whole planet, just like that. In fact, they can't even test them, obviously. They don't know how much they would. You seen Star Trek, one of the last episodes? The new Star Trek movies, I think they're better than the old ones, where they go and drop that dark matter into the center of Spock's planet and implodes. How about the whole solar system doing that? How about black hole weapons? They invented the equations for atomic weapons. Max Planck did in 1900. There it is, Air Force pursuing antimatter weapons. Program was touted publicly. Then came official gag order. San Francisco Chronicle, 2004. I said 10 years ago, boom, photographic memory. But it's only photographic back to a certain point. It's not been photographic the last few years. Near photographic, if I'm focused, have the right nutrients. But I'm 40. You're not supposed to be able to have a photographic memory after really 30. It starts degrading. Just saying, I'm not making this stuff up. People hear me throw out facts, numbers, statistics. But how does this guy know all this stuff? Yes, I do. Of course I know when they publish a thing about antimatter bombs. Who would not want to know that date? I'm not bragging here. I'm telling you that when Vladimir Putin says we have nuclear weapons, back off, that's what they did on 8/8/8 in August of 2008, threatening. I wake up, my wife's like, hey, Russia has attacked. Russia has attacked Georgia. It's on the radio. She's in there cooking breakfast. I get up, I stumble out, go to the computer, go to CNN, turn it on. Got coffee, standing there in my underwear. Kids are grabbing on my legs and stuff. And I'm, yeah, they just invaded Georgia. Nobody knows why. They're driving towards the Capitol. They had the president of the country on there saying, please help us. And I get ready, and all the news says Russia's attacked. And it took me until I was about 30 minutes into the show at 11:30. Took me about, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, there it is. Russia threatens nuclear attack on Poland over U.S. missile shield, London Telegraph. That was a few years ago. 2008. Print that for me. Thank you. If you're a radio listener and wonder what's going on, we're also simulcasting on television at Infowars.com/show and at PrisonPlanet.tv. And so as I say things, they Google it, then pull up the headline, and then so we can prove things for you. But back on 888, their chairman of their Joint Chiefs of Staff said, I am authorized to tell you that we're going to launch medium-range attacks on NATO bases in 1 hour if the NATO aircraft landing and disgorging U.S. and NATO forces do not pull out. The Russians landed in Serbia, in Pristina, the capital of Kosovo. When they were bringing in the Muslim forces and ethnically cleansing, they tried to take that Russian airbase, and the Russians landed and said, okay, we're preparing for nuclear war. And the head of NATO refused the order. The British head, I forget, it's General Jackson, I think it was General Jackson, refused the order. And he said, I am not going to go down in history books as the guy that started World War III. Everyone knows the Russians don't ever threaten anything unless they're going to do it. They've been all nice. Oh, please don't take our military bases. Please don't take our gas pipelines. Please, we'll work things out with the West. In fact, we'll even let you have 90% of the country. Fine, the EU can eat Ukraine. Don't move missiles in. Stop. 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 CIA head goes there provocatively, commanding all these forces, attacking the Russian-held areas. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, Putin could be Hitler. It's Hitler with nuclear weapons, folks. But he's not Hitler. It's the globalists that are expanding and pushing and starting all this. And if you just joined us, Vladimir Putin has come out and said, don't mess with nuclear Russia. It's best for you not to mess with us. Putin spoke easily with students, many of whom looked to be asking scripted questions. Oh, like our press conferences aren't scripted with Obama. Give me a break. Listen, if you're going to say those are scripted, say, as ours are scripted. See, because I tell you it's scripted here and it's scripted there. I'm sick of this. Oh, my gosh. Russians torture people sometimes. Oh, my gosh. But we never do that, right? And you don't spy on people either, right? I'm just sick of the hypocrisy, sick of the fraud, and sick of you people trying to start World War III.
Run. Alex Jones,
Goldman Sachs had made 40-to-1 bets with other people's money. The people are nuts. Wall Street's nuts. I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. Most people know that iodine deficiency has been a crisis around the world. Iodine is key to so many of the body's functions, especially the thyroid. I discovered a product being developed by Dr. Group. You now know it as Survival Shield, true nascent iodine that your body can really absorb. Then, about a year ago, he said, listen, if you think this is powerful, I'm going to come out with rare earth, deep earth crystals. And the results that I personally have had have been life-changing. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. This is innovating, and the best part is it helps fund Infowars.com, the radio show, the TV show, the whole media operation promoting true libertarian ideas. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off super detox special at InfoWarsLife.com. After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic Super Male Vitality formula. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose.
I jump out of bed ready to fight these criminals every day. I look forward to waking up and taking my Super Male Vitality.
Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put two and two together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor just won't quit.